WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. Back in the old-style trunks for Canelo Alvarez. He's got the short trunks, black with the gold on them, WBC insignia. Shane Mosley in the solid black trunks. Alvarez also has the black and gold shoes. Shane Mosley has the white shoes. Here we go. Round one, scheduled for 12. Shane starts out with a first touch. Mosley to the right of your screen. Canelo Alvarez to the left. Sort of feeling out the great future Hall of Famer right now is Canelo Alvarez. Shane reaching and touching. Alvarez waiting and waiting. Seeing what he wants to do. Hasn't opened up offensively yet. We're just in the first moments of round number one.
He's going to try to get a gauge about the speed of Mosley's jabs, how quickly they will be coming at him. What about the rhythm of them? How rapid fire will they be?
He didn't throw his first punch, but he gave his first feint, and he got Mosley to step with it. So, you get a guy to step with your feint, you can drop a big shot on him in a hurry.
It's also a big sign of respect from Mosley to Alvarez.
Alvarez hasn't thrown a punch yet. And a minute and then some is gone. This is his first jab. Surprised he waited a whole minute before he's thrown any punches.
Minute and a half now. There you go. Well, one of the things about Alvarez is sometimes you see him start slowly, but when he gets into a rhythm, he stays in that rhythm. He doesn't get a rhythm and then lose it. When he gets a rhythm in a fight, it's usually permanent. Well,
he's thrown about 4 punches, and 3 of them landed, including, look at that shot there, that half uppercut. It's like what they call a slurve in baseball. It's a half uppercut, half left hand. I mean, the guy can throw it very, very well. Uppercut and hook.
Mosley stepping to his left after the jab, and Alvarez can shuffle a little over to his right and cut Mosley off. He could drop a big right hand in there.
That's just what he's doing. So Canelo now knows that his hand speed is superior to that of Shane. I mean, Shane in his prime, his hand speed was phenomenal. And, well, Canelo really hasn't done anything here in the first round except a couple of flurries. It's easy to see that his punches are very, very hard. Mosley doing all he can, but he can't get through with his quicker hands because the fact of the matter is Canelo probably has quicker hands tonight. Jab has got through. Shane Mosley grazed one over the top of his head. Has the jab in the eyes of Canelo Alvarez. Mosley won the first round. Mosley outboxed Alvarez in the first round.
No surprise. Everything we saw, everything we said we saw was there. You see him waste the beginning of the round because he's trying to make weight. You got to make them investment. He's moving around at the beginning of the round because he don't want to fight a whole round. Keep stabbing it, Shane. Keep stabbing it, keep touching. All right?
He wants to catch him with a strong punch, but he's very slow. So remember, you've got to work your speed and lots of movement. A little water. When he goes in, a little step back and throw. Straight shot, right? He's got his opportunity in his first 3 rounds. Very careful there. Okay. We've got no rush. We've got no rush. Make him fade. Make him miss.
Very interesting what Naseem Richardson had to say to Shane Mosley. He said, this guy's a bigger guy. He doesn't want to fight the full round. So just keep touching him. You're doing fine, and he did fine in the first round. Shane right back to it again. Standing sort of straight up against this guy, isn't he?
And the interesting thing is, why would the younger guy not want to fight the whole round going against the 40-year-old guy? Because Alvarez would like to make Mosley use his legs to tire Mosley out over the course of the fight. So that's a reverse of a standard idea being put forth here. And Mosley is acting on that advice from Brother Naseem.
Well, as long as these punches aren't hurting Alvarez, then you know the situation is such that he is wearing Mosley down by attrition here. But I mean, you just get the idea there's so much more power in the hands of Canelo Alvarez. Shane is getting through from time to time.
Watch your head, watch your head.
Heads did come together. You heard referee Jay Nady yell at the two saying, watch your head, watch your head. The last thing you want is a headbutt in what could be a classic fight in this one. Finally a right hand lands. Canelo gets that, again, that half uppercut and half hook through.
And you get the sense that Canelo is going to drop in a hard enough shot that the demeanor of Mosley will change and the hand speed will change, and then he will get more conservative. But right now, Mosley is brave as he inches ahead in his attack and puts more in.
And it's not that Alvarez is doing nothing, it's that he's trying to position this guy and maneuver him so he can see how he'll react. There's more to this than meets the madness. There we see him test the uppercuts for the first time. Back to the left hook. Big left hook again. And that's what he's famous for. Canelo's got his hands high, so when Shane's getting through, he's getting a lot of the glove too. Shane downstairs, back upstairs. He sat down on that punch. Alvarez, for the time being, realizes he's in with a good one. Boy, he really loads that half uppercut to half hook, doesn't he?
And in many of his fights, he starts slowly, he studies, and then delivers big shots right after he decides how he's going to wage the fight.
Now, he just landed a big left hook to the right side of the cheek of Shane, and I think it shook him. His leg's a little bit wobbly. Another one on the chin of Shane. Uppercuts. Now he goes to work. 27, 26, 25 seconds to go in the second round. And this becomes a powerful round now for Canelo Alvarez. Alvarez is fully warmed up now.
Stop!
He's puffy beside both of those cheeks. Inside of 10 seconds to go in the second round. It's an Alvarez round suddenly, especially in the last half of this minute. Last half of this round, I should say.
And it's an Alvarez round with a power emphasis.
Relájate, mijo. Relájese, agarra aire 10 segundos. Relájese.
You know, Dave, you said something that I found a little bit on the strange side from what they said. When the corner wanted him to, keep busy, and that's the way they thought they could beat this guy. Because they thought this kid wanted to take time off. He takes time off when he wants to.
And once he springs into action, he's very consistent. I think they were trying to make Shane Mosley feel a little good, that maybe he could out-hustle the younger fighter, but I find that ironic, and I think that if you're Alvarez, you want to make Mosley use the legs. He's the 40-year-old guy.
Well,
you can feel it.
Dave, you said make him use the legs. The other thing is as soon as he gets hit with a big shot, and he did get hit with a nice left hook, his expression totally changed. Here we go, round 3. An interesting fight. Canelo Alvarez, the world champion, 39-0. This is for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the World. And I see President of the WBC, Jose Suleiman, across the way. Always nice to see Jose at a fight. There's Shane getting through with a hook, and then there's that uppercut with the right side. So he has that left half hook uppercut and a strong right uppercut.
Box.
Jay Nady yells stop, and they do. Stiff jab now in the face of Sugar Shane. Shane a little bit wild. Almost got the full bunt of the right hand of Canelo. Canelo is very short and crisp with his right hand on the inside. Plants, not giving Shane the chance to push him back. Has the left hook in the right hand. Shane comes right back. I tell you this, at his age, he's doing a pretty good job.
For a young guy, he's really good at setting traps. Alvarez getting Mosley to come in and commit, and then he's scoring with the hooks, and he's scoring with the uppercuts. We've even seen some good jabbing by Alvarez in this round. And what you're also going to see via Mosley, if there's any chance at all, an opening, he'll jump on it.
Well, that left hook that Alvarez just missed there, you could see with how much power he throws it, almost took him off his own feet when it didn't catch the chin of Shane Mosley. Now Mosley trying to work on the young champion. Inside again, he gets nailed with the left hook to the body. Shane paws with the left hand, snaps head back. Big right hand again by Alvarez. Alvarez makes the champ miss and falls over his foot. Alvarez in the corner, lifts him up with a shot with the right hand, and then the lefty sides. There's the uppercut again. On top of him is Shane, and time has been called.
Time. Back in the corner, you got to cut.
Oh, he got cut. The heads came together. Jay has ruled a headbutt, and Alvarez is cut. Above the left eye.
Okay.
This would be the spot they both were leaning in for positioning.
There's the stiff jab. I can't tell how bad the cut is, but it's not good anytime you're cutting that eye. I don't recall Alvarez being cut up before. Do you, Dave?
No.
A stiff jab by Alvarez on the inside. Their heads come together because of this style of fighting. Chopping right in. Just grazes the left jaw of the former five-time world champion Shane Mosley.
Yeah, with the intensity of this fight, these guys leaning for positioning, especially Mosley, trying to get just a little bit extra jump and a little bit more power into a shot. Went too much with the head.
Well, we'll try to get a good look in between rounds to see how bad that cut is by the left eye, Canelo Alvarez. In spite of all that, I think Alvarez won the round.
Yeah, he did. 28-10. Total punches landed as well.
Nada, güey.
The towel all the way so we can see it, lads.
Relájate, no pasa nada, Vas ganando la pelea, no te pienses que por eso tienes que alojarte.
No tiene nada en la cortada, todo está
He has to be right in the
todo está
eyebrow.
bajo control.
Let's take a look at how they come together here. The jab. Mosley dips. Mosley's responsible for that headbutt. And Alvarez got the worst of it. And looked at Mosley like, come on, man, what did you do that for? There's the uppercut, and then Mosley with his head got Alvarez.
Announce yourself.
Here we go to round number 4. You know, there's a unique rule in the WBC, Dave, when in a championship fight a guy gets cut. The guy who gets cut actually picks up a point because the guy who doesn't get cut loses a point, which means that could be as much as a 10-8 round in favor of Alvarez. You got to remember that rule if it comes very close at the end.
It's important, and it has good justification here because it was Mosley who was responsible for that. So there's a benefit for Alvarez. And the other thing is they've got to make sure they get outside of this round for the fight to become official.
And go to the scorecards. Right now, I have Alvarez leading 29-28, but it would be a no contest if they call this off before the end of the 4th round.
Now, Mosley's fighting with the confidence of a guy who saw the blood, whether it was a butt or whether it's from a cut. He was fighting with that confidence that I've drawn some blood from this guy. I'm going to come at him.
Stop.
That's what he's doing here in round
back.
4. He's trying to get inside the jab and fight with more confidence inside.
We're in round 4. Shane Mosley popping away with the left hand, but not getting a lot. Most of it blocked in the leather of Alvarez. Alvarez throws his combination and catches Mosley twice. Mosley's done a nice job ducking down below the straight right hand. That is offset by the uppercuts of Alvarez. Alvarez goes down to the body. Very few body shots by either guy in this fight so far. They're really sort of head-hunting. Shane, 3, 4, 5 jabs in the face of Canelo, trying to get on top of that cut eye if he can.
And the difference maker in this fight in terms of the weaponry has been the left hook of Alvarez. Left hook to the body, left hook to the head.
And the good speed with that left hook, and then there's that half left, what I call half uppercut, half hook, that I think is sensational. And then he has a looping right hand that crashes to the left eye of Shane Mosley as Shane lingers on the inside. Canelo lingering a little bit on the inside too. Either throw or get out of there, especially when you're cut. He wants to line up another right hand. And there he catches him with the right uppercut. Shane's right cheekbone is really puffed up. Neither fighter has been down. Go ahead. Sorry, Dave.
He's willing to pay the price to get in and force the fight on Canelo. And the price is that puffy cheek.
Closing seconds now of the fourth round. This has become a very interesting fight. I don't know. Mosley in that round? Or do you still think Alvarez won?
I still lean to Alvarez.
Yeah, I'm going to lean. I'm going to put it down 10-10 because I think the judges might be splitting that. And by the way, I know the judges won't score.
Ya no tiene nada, mijo. Nada tienes, cabrón.
I need you to bring the energy, Shane, like you want this thing. All right? The kid's not showing respect for you now, so now he's just doing what he wants to do. All right? Which is he's not doing nothing, so you can still take this round. All right? The left hand is working, but you're not bringing your hands behind it.
Buen trabajo en la esquina, Fíjate, ya casi ni sangre el Canelo.
Así está trabajando bien,
You're working
Hay que meter un poquito más de
well.
velocidad.
A little bit more
mijo,
speed, son.
Velocidad.
A little bit more speed,
Mucho
son.
ya, velocidad.
Don't get hot-headed. Blend your ways. Just fight plan like we planned.
Mucha velocidad, güey.
The MGM Grand Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, the setting for tonight's World Championship Boxing. Saul Canelo Alvarez slightly out in front in this fight over Shane Mosley. Mosley has come to fight for the WBC Super Welterweight Championship of the world at 154 pounds. We had a cut in the eyebrow of Alvarez by a headbutt back in the third round, which might have given him a 10-8 round, depending if they're invoking this WBC cut rule, which they would do. I don't know any reason why they wouldn't invoke it. That's the rule of the WBC. A lot of people forget it. In that case, on my score sheet, Mosley would be behind by a couple of points.
But you've got Mosley throwing more and Alvarez landing more thus far in this fight. Alvarez's percentage is over 50% of his punches landed. That's a nice number. That's the number for a knockout puncher.
But remember, Dave, too, in that first round of the fight, Alvarez didn't even start fighting till about a minute and 20, a minute 30 seconds in. He just felt out, shook a shame, and yet, I may have given Mosley that round, which I thought he did more. But you knew that Alvarez was learning in that round what he wanted to do, and showed that he had power there.
He's been a heavy-handed fighter in the middle rounds of fights have been good to Canelo Alvarez, and he's in against not only the best fighter he's been in, but this looks like shades of the old Shane Mosley here. So Alvarez is growing if he's able to knock out this guy, because Mosley's come to fight.
Well, this is the point where he picks it up. It was in the fifth round when he stopped Kermit Citron in Mexico City in his last fight, and Alvarez has turned it up a notch. I might mention, with that cut over his left eye, the corner's done a nice job for Saul Alvarez. Good body shot. Shane claims a little bit low. Jay 80's not biting. Jay's been in too many championship fights so that fighter give him some faulty advice. Got the right hand through to Shane.
Now you've got Mosley trying to trade body shots with Alvarez, which is, you would think, not the recipe for him.
Well, I agree and definitively say it's not the recipe with a heavy-handed Saul Alvarez, but Shane, he's letting it go, everything he's got to try and win this title. Because not only does whatever money he's making tonight, it means another multi-million-dollar payday for him on another Mayweather card, maybe in the fall or early winter, as opposed to losing and probably retiring. But he's certainly made a case for himself in this fight so far. And Shane forced that round, even though Canelo probably landed the heavier blows. I think some judges will give it to Mosley.
That could be a split one as well, depending on what perspective they like. He looked good that round, though.
They're looking for one shot.
Recárgate y relájate.
Now relax, relax. Breathe deeply. How you feeling? Good, good.
Ya va para abajo,
Now he's winding down.
No te vas a aventar, ahorita te quitas.
He's winding down, but don't throw in, okay? Be careful.
Ponte listo.
Be intelligent.
A ver, hijo.
You see, son?
Ya va para abajo, Nomás no te vas a aventar, ahorita te quiso agarrar un counter punch, güero, Ponte listo. A ver, hijo.
Todo bien, todo bien.
Canelo loading up the right hand, blocked there by Mosley, but the jab gets through. That's what happens when you keep your balance. One shot doesn't get through, the second one does.
That was the best punch of the round, but still Mosley was busier and landed more, so 6 pretty close going to the second half of the fight. This is round number 6 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan with Dave Bontempo. Our principals in there to the right of your screen, Saul Canelo Alvarez, the reigning champ at 39-0. He's taking on one of the pound-for-pound greatest fighters in the last decade, and Shane Mosley, who's 46-7. 6-time world champion in 3 weight divisions. A sure first ballot Hall of Famer. And he's come to make a case for himself to win this fight tonight. And if my score sheet is any indication, it's either dead even or Alvarez maybe only a point ahead, which is quite remarkable. You wonder when Alvarez is really going to turn it up, and it's right around this part in the fights that he does.
The middle rounds have been good to him, but what he is facing here as well is that Mosley is really feeling it right now and bringing his best in this straight-ahead type of slugfest here. Not even bothering to jab the way in, just going in and trying to work on the body. That's the personality this fight has taken up now.
I'll tell you, this is the best I've seen Shane in a long time against a really great young fighter. You start to think upset here, Dave, or is Canelo still too much strong for this guy?
I think Canelo is still on the edges of having the upper hand, but this has been an excellent Mosley, an intense Mosley. The only separator is that the big shot, Canelo can land that and change the direction of the fight a little better than Mosley can.
Yes, for sure. The heavier blows are landing off the hands, the thunderous hands of Saul Canelo Alvarez. Body shot, looping right hand, big right hand again. Pushes back Shane, he tries to counter, comes off the ropes. Little shoe shine punches, that doesn't hold off Alvarez as he comes in and bangs him with the laces right hand. It looks like he's got a second gear going right now. Shane just pause with the left hand. Alvarez cracks him with the straight left hand down the middle. Goes to the body, looking to land the big uppercuts on the inside.
And Shane Mosley, by fighting straight ahead, maybe preserving some energy for himself, but that puts him directly into the path of that left hook to the body by Alvarez.
Well, Alvarez has been involved in a couple of close rounds the last couple of rounds, but he's certainly winning this round with 13, 12, 11 seconds to go. Nice round for Alvarez, but as I say that, I see the blood begin to trickle down. At this stage, you go to the scorecards, even if the fight is stopped, and the bell ends in the 6th round. Alvarez slightly out in front.
The beautiful nighttime view
7 coming
in Las Vegas. We saw it all day with the sunshine, and as it sets, the hot action inside.
And I'll tell you, these championship weekends really bring in the crowds. This Las Vegas, the economy has been a little hurting in the past, but boy, it's back summa cum laude because the crowds, and it's not just in this hotel, the MGM, it's all over town this fight weekend. People are here to really enjoy it.
You would defy anybody to use the word recession here this week, the way we have seen the crowds all come out, restaurants, showrooms.
I mean, we had to
eat the cab lines for us, an hour to get from one place to the other.
We had to stay over at the Hard Rock last night after the fight because we couldn't get a cab, so we ended up eating over there. And the entire restaurant, every place was jammed. That's great for Las Vegas, and that's why the fights are so important for this fight town. All right, here we go, round number 7. Las Vegas, MGM Grand Garden Arena. Canelo Alvarez slightly out in front of my score sheet against Shane Mosley. Of course, Canelo doesn't understand English, but he understands the word stop, I'm quite sure. Jay Nady gives voice commands and you can hear them. In the 7th round, as we mentioned in the last round, Mosley has made a good account of himself. He's hanging on now, trying to make it a little bit sloppy, trying to work on the inside with that jab, trying to catch it on the left eye brow of Saul Alvarez, who was cut back in the 3rd round of the fight. As Alvarez taking some time off here, but he shows his strength by pushing Mosley back.
He looks a little tired after everything he expended in the last round in having a dominant round against Mosley. Mosley continues to press forward with a ton of confidence. And for Alvarez, he should time an uppercut on Mosley coming in because Mosley is right for it.
And just as you said it, Dave, you couldn't see it because Jay Nady was standing right in front of you. But there was a right uppercut and a left uppercut, just as you were saying it. So maybe he's listening to you. And there's a nice 3-punch combination there. Left hand, right hand, left hand. Now's the time for the uppercut too. Boom, the overhand right catches the back of the head of Sugar Shane. Don't want to turn your back on this rough Mexican from the streets of Guadalajara. He's a terrific fighter and he's tough. And he's having to suck it up here. There you go, Dave, with your uppercut again. He's really starting to chop up Shane, and Shane has a really beaten look in his face right now, and his legs are a little bit jellied in the knees.
Boy, this has been a terrific pace in this fight. It's been an awesome fight, the way these guys have both brought their A game.
Blood begins to trickle from the left eye of Canelo Alvarez. He comes with that uppercut. Look at the hand speed of Alvarez and the power. Mosley taking the shots, getting his head bounced back by young Saul Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez to the body, back upstairs, bounces the head again, spins him into the corner, and Shane won't let him spin him. Jay gets in there the whole piece with 23, 22, 21, and 20 seconds to go. And what has turned out to be, is dandy the word? Terrific the word?
Terrific the word I used a little while ago, and I agree with it here. Still, we're seeing something special.
We're seeing perhaps the last of the great champion, but he could still pull an upset. But the power of Alvarez has been something to behold here as he wins the 7th round.
That's your best round, baby. You force him back in the corner. You can't see what we see, Shane. When you engage him, you don't want it back. He's fighting because as soon as he starts fighting, you stop. That's the only reason he's fighting. Every time you hurt him, he starts fighting to keep you from punching anymore. As soon as you start punching, as soon as he starts punching, you stop. We need you to step to this guy, son. You got him bleeding from everywhere. We need you to step to this guy and get it done, man. We need both.
You good? More water? Breathe, son. Deep.
With Mosley coming straight at him. Alvarez with the jab, the straight right hand. We saw a lot of uppercuts. There was another one in that round. And we also saw the heads coming together again, Colonel, as has caused the cut. He styled these guys. Fortunately, it hasn't happened since the early part of the fight.
All right, here we go. Round number 8 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. This is getting tough and it's getting interesting. And it's a lot closer than we thought it would be if we got to the 8th round of this fight. Alvarez is out in front in the fight, but Shane is in the fight. Nassim Richardson, I think, was trying to juice Shane up. I don't think that in any way he thought that Mosley won the last round, but he wants Mosley to fight for the full 3 minutes of every round and try to keep pressure on this guy, Alvarez. Alvarez can work off the ropes as Shane grabs onto his hands. Now Jay pulls him off the ropes, and again, he warns both fighters about their heads. Shane just turns his hands up like, geez, I can't do any more than I'm doing.
For the 40-year-old Mosley, coming straight ahead like this, shortens the fight, takes time off the clock, allows him to find some room on the inside and go. Shoeshine stuff, but one does manage to get through. In the meantime, stylistically, if he gets close enough, he could try to smother Alvarez. Alvarez, I still think should spend a little more time on the outside.
Now there's what's the result of what he does fight from the outside, because of all that stuff Shane Mosley threw, nothing happened. And Alvarez has thrown 3 or 4 punches here in the last flurry, and they've all hurt Shane Mosley. With that said, look at the blood trickling down. Mosley went to turn his back, and Alvarez didn't stop. Uppercuts, blasts him with the left hand. Right hand on top of the left cheek of Shane Mosley. Rolling sort of speed bag punch by Shane, and doesn't hold Alvarez back. Alvarez is so strong, but he has to hang on. There's a big fatigue factor here now for both guys. Shane has been this far so many times. And by golly, I gotta say, no matter what happens in this fight, I really admire Shane. I didn't think he had one last big one in him. And he may not win this fight. And he certainly, well, he's already won my heart, but he certainly won my admiration tonight.
And you would have been hard-pressed in Las Vegas this week to find somebody who did think he had a big effort left in him. And that's what makes what you're seeing now even more special from the Mosley perspective.
Because this kid, Saul Canelo Alvarez, is an extraordinary young fighter. And he's giving it all he's got too. And it's taking all he's got because of the experience of Mosley. And Mosley is certainly motivated, thinking it might be his last fight in his career. And he got himself in great shape for this fight. Missing the shot.
Watch your head, Shane.
As Alvarez. You know something? I think Mosley might have won that round.
May have.
I mean, I know there were shoe shine punches, but they were right above us, and we could see that. But they steal the eye of judges. Alvarez still won that in terms of the heavier blows. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if some judges gave it round to Mosley. And this one's very close right now, with Alvarez, I think, slightly out in front in the fight. This is round 9, MGM Grand Garden Arena. Along with Dave Bontempo, I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan. The guy facing you with the red hair, yellow trim and the black trunks, with his back to you now, is Canelo Alvarez. Sugar Shane Mosley, with Shane in the front of his trunks. Chopping hands again. Taking on the gloves. I say Shane's got sugar on the front of his trunks. There's that right hand on the inside again.
Alvarez was able to time the uppercut that time, as Mosley walked in the first time into a right hand lead and was able to score with it. And when he came in again and tried to tie Alvarez up, then Alvarez landed the uppercut. Now what he doesn't want to let the veteran steal time like this. Watch Mosley as he's coming in and tying up Alvarez. He's turning a 3-minute round into maybe a 2-minute and 20-second round. And that's how a 40-year-old chops off time and stays in it. If you want to fight the 40-year-old guy and have him fade, you need to move a little bit and make him move more.
And of course, there's a lot of fatigue factor for Alvarez, because neither one of these guys has stopped throwing. The mere factor that a 40-year-old athlete can sustain the kind of pressure he's trying to keep on Alvarez, to me, is absolutely phenomenal. Both the eyes of Sugar Shane are almost shut. He hasn't been cut, but Alvarez has. Going back to the third round, his corner's done a great job. Jay Nady has done a terrific job throughout, trying to keep it nice and clean, warning them about their heads. There's Alvarez on the assault now, trying to land some heavy stuff. Catches him upstairs. Shane says, I'm okay, but usually an indication he got hurt.
It was the left hook right in front of us a few moments ago that changed that. There was 2 quick jabs and then a hook to the body by Alvarez, and it was a telling blow. He hurt Mosley with that. Yeah,
he looks like he's breaking Mosley down right now with 47 seconds to go in the 9th round. But with all the punches he's throwing, these are good body shots. And remember the early portion of the fight, I was saying, Dave, where are the body shots? Well, they're here now. And they're really taking the steam out of Sugar Shane Mosley.
There's the uppercut from the outside. He gets in. And now Alvarez is the one firing first on the exchange instead of Mosley.
Well, Alvarez got hit right on top of that cut that time. even though he was spinning his head. That was a tearing blow by Mosley on top of that left eye. A nice uppercut, which may have staggered Shane a little bit, but he's in such great shape, he keeps firing. Crowd loves it. I don't know, Dave. These rounds are getting really close.
That's an Alvarez round, though. More meaningful shots for him. And this really has classic written all over it. These two guys have
what you got in you, son?
Pace.
What you got in you? Huh?
Gonna try.
You good?
I'm good.
You good?
Hey, throw them stuff with
you doing,
body. You can't take that.
Hey.
All right?
Hey, you all right? Good. Shane. He land one big shot just to get you off of him, Shane.
Here is Alvarez on the attack. Good left hook to the body. Drove Mosley back, and that was a game changer in that round. Then the right hand, and he dominated from this point on. The left hook, the uppercut scored, he landed a big left hook after that. That was a dominating and eventful sequence for Alvarez.
As close as portions were of that last round, you got to give it to Alvarez, though, because he actually hurt Mosley with that body shot, which is right next to the heart. All right, here we go. This is the 10th round. It's not the 10th and final round. This is a 12-round WBC super welterweight battle. And Shane Mosley has come and made a good account of himself, but Alvarez is out in front in the fight. Alvarez feints as Shane stands in front of him. Who can get a good, strong second win? Alvarez cut goes back to the 3rd round by an accidental headbutt. But at this stage of the fight, no matter what happens, it goes to the scorecards. Shane tries to get that left jab in the face of Alvarez. And the reason he's trying to do that is to distract him and get the left hand down so he can blast him on top of that cut with the right hand. I agree with you, Dave. I think that Alvarez needs to pick up the pace right now and not let this guy hang around and stay in this fight.
He is outlanding him in the power department. He's landing at more than 50% for the fight, which is extraordinary for Alvarez. But if you let Mosley come to you and shorten the fight, tie you up, you just don't know what's going to happen. Utilize your youth. Stay outside. Use the angles. Make Mosley make a mistake in coming into you. Don't give him access into the kill zone.
You don't want to leave this fight in the hands of the judges. Both guys have worked too hard. Halfway through the 10th round now. Jay has warned Shane several times and said, no, no, no. Can't push him down. Good left hook landed by the champion, Alvarez. Alvarez right in the face of Shane right now with power. Shane moving to his right, loads up his right hand, blocking the back of the glove of Alvarez. Alvarez right in front of him, goes with that body shot downstairs with a half uppercut again. Lines himself up for right hand, throws the right hook, and it's a half hook, and then it should be described as a cross, but it had that hooking arc to it.
Mosley finally starting to show a little bit of fatigue with the arm punches. They're lagging just a little, and that's why he walked into that left hook by Alvarez right here. You know, with the pace these guys have set, 40-year-old guy, Mosley trying to turn back time, but he left his punches out there, and Alvarez caught him.
And Alvarez now on top of him. Oh, nice uppercut. That one almost lifted Mosley off his feet. Alvarez has got so much more power, but he's cut very bad by that left eye. Shane tries to get on it, a combination of punches, picks up the belt to end the 10th round, and that's an Alvarez round. Alvarez out in front by 4. My score sheet shows it 97-94, but then there's the penalty point for the WBC.
Wants me to stop the fight, but they don't want to do it.
We've got that uppercut, Dave. I'll let you take that to describe it for our fans here, but it was extraordinary. Watch this.
Been talking about the uppercut all night. Set it up, use it, and that's a great example of it there. It wasn't an isolated one-punch shot. He set it up and drilled Mosley with it.
Face really swollen, but he's not huffing and puffing too much. Canelo Alvarez realizing what it means to fight a Hall of Famer at the young 23 years age that he is. He's 39-0, looking for his 40th win at age 23 and defend his title for the third time. All right, this is round number 11. And, oh, big left hook that time by Canelo. Caught Alvarez, but didn't shift him.
Stop! Thank you. Box.
Well, the power numbers only do show you everything but the jab, but Alvarez 20-5 over Mosley in that last round. And a lot of those 20 did have big power.
Oh, big power, Dave. I'm glad you got those figures. This is round 11. Shane now with the soft punches right now. Tries to get a body shot through to Alvarez, and he does, but Alvarez is walking away from it. So no damage done. Here's Alvarez with the legs planted bobs. Now tries to set up to land another body shot. And his idea is shoot giant punches really catch the beef of the head of Sugar Shane. And Shane's face looks like he's been through a meat grinder right now. He's not cut, but he's really pumped up.
Even so, he's enjoying some power punch fun in this round. Mosley's landed some good right hands, and he forced Canelo to actually go lefty for a second and then square up.
Shane plants now because Canelo comes in, catches him again, and it's back and forth as it seesaws there in the 11th round. Shane, in my opinion, needs it desperately, but there have been some close rounds in this fight.
Boy, how heavy the arms have to feel after 11 rounds of this. These guys have been landing at an astoundingly good kick, throwing a lot of punches, heavy punches, and this is a real test of your will now.
Chopping right in. You know, when I played ice hockey, Dave, I get in a fight that lasts a couple of minutes, and I was totally shot. Of course, I mean, this is my 923rd world title fight tonight, this one, and I'm still amazed. How did these guys go? I mean, we're in the 11th round. They're still winging shots. I couldn't even lift up my arms.
This has been a tremendous fight. No downtime. Nobody taking time off at all. And Mosley fighting with everything he's got in him. This has been a classic. Absolute classic.
Break.
No matter how this comes out, Mosley came here in the best possible condition a 40-year-old man could be in. This is absolutely sensational stuff. I mean, Bernard Hopkins fought at 40 years old at this level, but this is just, I mean, you're talking about the best fighters in the world in the history of boxing.
Stop, time.
I mean, just on this performance, it could hypothetically preserve his career for another fight.
Could let him get into another fight. The question is, does he want to apply himself for it?
This kid fighting at the end of
This would be a good way for him to go out if he did.
This kid ain't fighting to the end of each round.
This is the last round. Yeah, we know.
You take a look at it, Colonel. That looks like a guy that wants to do it again.
Round, es última.
Último. Todo bien, vamos.
We're off for Mosley now,
Es
but
el último round, Ten cuidado.
Nice job in the corner of Alvarez with that cut, which goes back to the third round. I've got it 107-103 in favor of Alvarez. All right, here we go with the 12th and final round, and it has been nothing short of a sensational performance by both fighters.
Last round, última.
Canelo opens up with a good, solid left hook to the right side of that of Shane, and Shane's head is really puffed up. Canelo, as you know, has been cut going back to the third round, but it's not trickling just yet.
Back.
Jay trying to keep those heads apart in this final round. Shane cracks him with the right hand. The jab in the face of Canelo. I agree with you, Dave. I think Canelo should just put his ears back, let his youth take over, and let fly with nothing but power shots here.
it's been working for him whenever he's decided to engage. especially from the outside. Yeah, he has had to be off of Canelo to be ahead of Mosley in this fight. If Canelo was down, not quite up to it tonight, Mosley would have unseated him.
And if he got knocked down, Dave, I wouldn't want to leave it in the score in the hands of the judges down now for Canelo. Jay has done a great job keeping this fight on the up and up in terms of roughness, because both fighters from time to time have done some rough things. The heads have come together, but it's been a clean fight. Most of the what you would call less than clean stuff has been accidental in terms of low blows and the heads coming together. Shane comes in. Again, in a minute and 22 seconds, Alvarez muster up a final flurry to make it definitive here.
And to become a totally great fighter over the course of time, you need tests like this. And for Alvarez, this is the most speed, the most guile, the most savvy that any opponent ever gave him. And he was forced to grow throughout this fight.
That cut's opened up bad now by the left eye of Alvarez, and he'll just about be able to finish the fight. Is Alvarez coming on? You hit the reaction of the predominantly Mexican crowd as Alvarez does come on now for the final 44, 43, 42 seconds of this fight. Alvarez with the uppercut, trying to take Sugar Shane down. A brilliant performance by the five-time world champion Shane Mosley. An even more brilliant performance by Canelo Alvarez, who we believe is going to retain his championship.
Stop!
20 seconds ago as Jane 80 separates them. Big shots as Canelo would like to finish it strong. Same is the case for Shane, but how either one of them give anything left is beyond me. It's been one hell of a fight. Canelo tries to nail him one last time. Shane digs to the body, and the bell ends the fight. I would say everybody would like to see that one again. Terrific fight. The entire crowd is on its feet.
And you're also going to see it again on the classics. Classic fights, you'll be seeing this again because these guys gave absolute intensity and energy from the beginning of round one all the way to the end.
There were a lot of close rounds, so we'll wait and see just how the judges saw this fight. We're just about to make it official. We'll get the official scoring and see if the young champ has retained his title.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision, and still WBC Super Welterweight Champion, Saul Canelo